Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video we are going to be building a share home accommodation in preparation for the Sims 4 for rent. Stupid name. I've seen a lot of people build like townhouses and big apartment complexes and even converting like houses that are already in the game, which I actually really like the idea of that, but I haven't seen anyone really do like a shared accommodation like house yet. So what I mean by shared accommodation is like you have your own bedroom and then like the rest of the house is shared accommodation. So the kitchen, the living room, the bathrooms are all shared accommodation. And I would really like to kind of see that in the game. Obviously the pack isn't out yet, so I can't actually split things up now as I would like to, but hopefully I could do a good enough explaining of what I'm trying to split up and how I'm trying to split it up. I have already actually built a couple townhouses which are mostly furnished. I just need to finish off like a few bits and bobs, so there'll be a speed build of that coming soon. I don't think that'll be out before the actual pack is out. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably save that then until the pack is out, and then I'll like make it into the apartments and stuff, and then we'll go through like a tour sort of thing after that. Whereas this one, hopefully the video will be out before the pack comes out, because I think it's the 7th of December or something like that it should be out. So got about 2 weeks. If I can't get this video out in 2 weeks, then I just need to give up. But anyway, let's go straight into the game, shall we, and start this build. Okay, so I'm gonna do it on this lot, which is in the Brindleton Bay world. I've actually looked in a lot of worlds at this point to try and find like a good enough lot, I think, that would match the aesthetic of this, because I'm wanting to go for like an old UK home. And when I googled this, I discovered it's like an Edwardian style, so I put a couple pictures on the screen of like my inspiration. But this was like the only lot I could really find that was big enough that kind of matched like the aesthetic I want to go for. I kind of want to go very classic UK. That is obviously my main build aesthetic sort of thing, because I'm from the UK. Like, I just find it easier to build in this style. I did try and do like a practice run of this last night, but I don't know how well it really came out. So I have like an idea of the shape. I also kind of want this to be like a terraced, like semi-detached sort of house. I feel like this might actually be too big. Oh yeah, hang on, because I was gonna just yeah. So I have got some sort of inspiration for this, and it's kind of inspired by the sort of houses I used to live around. They are kind of posh houses. I didn't live in a posh area, but like they were more on the posh side. So one house is gonna be like the student housing, and then the other house is gonna be like where the landlord lives. We do know that landlords can live on the same lot, so we do know that for like an actual fact sort of thing with the game. What we don't know yet, can we, as far as I'm aware, we don't know this, but can we like buy the house and like live elsewhere? So you know how like with Get to Work, where you can buy the business and you could be like elsewhere in the business. I don't know if we know yet if we can like live on our own lot and then buy property to rent out on a different lot. I don't know that yet. So if we can, then great, you could just make this into like a separate house or something like that, or just delete the other house, whatever, I guess. If we do know that, then that would be great. Also, why I've been doing this such a stupid way. Why have I God so yeah, my idea is that like maybe this would be like the landlord's house and this would be like the student's house, right? So they'll have like the landlord can live on site sort of thing. There's also no budget for this, and I don't think I'm going to do pack restrictions, but I'm also not going to decorate massively, because I feel like this is going to be very particular to your own Sims, especially when it's going to be like shared accommodation. I don't think you need to have like a load of decorations, because essentially I'm treating it like student accommodation, right? So in student accommodation you only have like your bed and your chest of drawers and stuff like that. Sorry, my DPI has changed, it keeps doing it, it's annoying me. Yeah, you only have like the bed and like some dresses and stuff like that in the games, like accommodation sort of thing. So I'm kind of going for the same vibe, where it's essentially going to be like pretty plain simple rooms essentially, but for the most part it's going to be like you kind of move your own Sims in. Okay, so kind of what I'm thinking, I have actually made them a little bit less deep, which I might change, because now I'm looking at it thinking that's not actually that big. So once we put the stairs and all that stuff in, then we can figure that out. But this is essentially what it's going to be like. I might put like chimneys on the side, we'll see. So if we do, then this will definitely be like the living room side. But I want to try and figure out where the staircase can go, because in UK homes, I don't know if it's the same for like Edwardian style, I'm not an expert, but they typically have like the stairs as soon as you walk into the house. I'm thinking maybe stairs can go there, and then like that can be, I don't know, something in the kitchen. I would like an extra downstairs toilet or bathroom. So depending on how we lay this out, I'm gonna put the stairs here instead. Just for now, I'm gonna do like a line here and just like square that off. And we can figure out, that could even just be like the downstairs toilet, to be fair. Like that should be fine, like a long hallway to the downstairs toilet. But upstairs is where I really struggle to do things. So I ideally want 3 bedrooms minimum. What if we have like hallway, that's a bathroom, and this is like a big bedroom. And then like this bit could be a hallway. And ideally want the bedrooms to be like a decent size, right? Because if you only have like a 1 room in like a whole house that you're paying rent for, I feel like I would rather have like a decent sized room. But like that could be bedroom, bathroom, bedroom, bedroom. So like this is the like technically the biggest bedroom, I guess, but also the weirdest shape. So it would be nice to have like a nice big bedroom, especially this is gonna have like a big bay window, but it's also gonna be like a weird shape. And it's also furthest away from the bathroom too, so. And honestly, this is like an alright layout. It's okay. I could maybe like square this off to have that like a cupboard sort of thing, like storage, but that's more just for like aesthetics and not really for gameplay, because you don't really have much that you can do for gameplay for that. I think like this could just be like a toilet and a sink sort of situation. I don't know which side should be the kitchen and which side should be the living room. I'm thinking maybe this side the living room, this side the kitchen, dining. I wonder if I should put laundry in this as well. Like, would laundry be really irritating? Could I like make this into like a bigger utility room maybe? Like there could be like a toilet and a sink in there and laundry, and then this could be like the back door area for the kitchen. I think that might be really irritating for gameplay, but I actually like the idea of it, so let's go with that, shall we? These houses would have been built to look the same for the most part, so I don't want to have them like completely different. There can be some structural differences, like, you know, maybe the people that own this house, they've knocked down a wall or something, but maybe upstairs they could have moved some things around, potentially. This room's really small, and it's also really, like, weird shape. Like, this room would suck to live in, like, this is going to be like a single bed sort of thing. Like double beds can fit in other ones, but yeah, that would be really like awful to live in. Okay, let's just put some lights in for now. Because this is like an older house, I'm not going to do my regular like, little disc lights, and then my sister will be happy to see that because she hates that I use these little lamps. She hates it. Because it's kind of like an older style house, I do want it to be a little bit like still in that vibe of being a bit older. Okay, so this is kind of like the layout of the house so far, I guess. Could you tell I'm very confident in my choice for this? I always want to try and use these roofs, right? But I always feel like they just don't ever look right. I'm also aware I'm putting this roof on like a diagonal, but if you have like been to the UK and you look around and you actually like look at roofs, because honestly since building The Sims a lot more, I find myself looking at roofs. A lot of the time they do this, which is so weird. I don't know, but I think in the game it does actually kind of hollow it out a little bit. Yeah, so there's nothing there, so I am going to put like an actual flooring there. But no, if you've ever actually like, if you're in the UK and you've never looked before, genuinely look, it's kind of weird. But yeah, I always try to use this roof, but I just don't know if it looks alright. I think I prefer like the angles that you get from having one of these, like just having it straight like that as opposed to curved. What do you think? I don't really know how I'm going to lay this out just yet, to be honest. The back door could honestly go over here, because I feel like the kitchen could go like wrap around there. So the back door, yeah, I might have like double glass doors there then maybe. Because I feel like the kitchen could like wrap around there quite nicely and have like a little like island bit here, and then the door could be here like a little hutch and then a table. I don't know like how many people have actually like been in share homes. I've never lived in one, but my ex did, and for the most part it was pretty shit. It was pretty miserable. Like you just stayed in your room the whole time. You don't really tend to socialize, and like he got along with most of the people that lived there. I don't think anyone, he worked with one of the people that lived there as well, which I've actually come to think of it sounds a bit weird. I don't know how that happened, like how they came to live together, but whatever. But yeah, no, like for me it was kind of miserable because like he got along with people, but like I was, you know, quite shy. I didn't like hanging around. I felt out of place because I didn't live there. I just like stayed there. So I never really tend to leave the room much. So most of the time we both just stayed in his bedroom. We didn't do anything else. And like cooking in the kitchen, like the kitchen was actually really bad. It didn't have an oven, or it did, but the oven didn't work. Like it was never plugged in. Like it was never installed, never plugged in, never anything like that. So it was like you couldn't really cook anything in there because it just didn't work. I don't know, it was a very weird place, but then I think that's more the landlord's fault than the whole share house part of it, because everyone had the same struggle, right? But yeah, it was like really odd. Just the idea of share homes, like, it is very common in the UK. But to be fair, in southern UK, I think it's very common because prices to live down there are ridiculously expensive. Like where I used to live, like if you're having like a share home, I think my ex at the time was paying like, oh, I don't even know how much, like £300 a month, and that was for a bedroom and for a place where like the amenities didn't really work very well. So like when you think of it that way, that's really expensive, and that was just kind of what he had to put up with. Like that was just what he could afford, and he couldn't really go anywhere else because he couldn't afford anywhere else. So yeah, that's unfortunately not that uncommon to pay like something like that. Part of the reason why I don't live down there because it's so expensive. I live in Scotland, if you didn't know, despite my accent. I live in Scotland, and it's so much cheaper up here, generally. Like, if you're trying to find a place to live, Scotland is the cheapest way to go. Like, for the same amount he was paying, I was paying for like an actual flat, like a whole flat to myself. There's not a lot of windows technically in this build. Like, yes, there are a load in the front, but in the back there's not, and actually that's really common as well. UK homes don't tend to have windows on the side unless you are like, well, maybe these ones might have like a small window if there's like a toilet here, but you wouldn't really have much by way of windows on the side of houses. Front doors though, because I'm trying to go a bit more Edwardian. I want to do like a nice like fancy looking door like this. I quite like the dark blue. I'm gonna go for the white trim just to make it a bit easier for me to deal with. Yeah, looks quite nice. I am liking where this is going so far. This is just like so UK for me. Like this just throws me back to where I used to live. This is ridiculous. I don't think I'm gonna do a fireplace on either of them because I just don't feel like it would look right. I might like put a decorative one on the top, but I don't think I'm gonna do it anywhere else. Also, the back of UK houses just like this. Like it's all the interest is on the front. Like it looks so nice on the front, the back is just flat. That's it. We'll have like a step to get down, but we wouldn't have like a back decking or a back porch or anything like that. That's just not really what we did or what we do. Okay, according to the back garden, and honestly, that's a pretty big garden now. So I don't know what house I should do first. I don't see the point in like furnishing both houses fully on camera. Like I could just do like I'll do this one with the student shared housing sort of thing. The doors though, we need more actual like interior doors for medium wall height. Like I try to use like ones that are a bit taller because like this door, for example, from high school years is taller than this one. Now there's also one I think from Get Famous that I really like using for medium wall height. Yeah, this one. That's a really tall door. And for medium wall height, it doesn't look that weird. Because again, if you compare that to like the standard doors in like a base game and stuff like that, it's a lot different in height. And that works a lot better for medium wall height. But I don't think it suits the vibe. So I'm going to go for the high school years one. I feel like that's going to suit the vibe a bit more. Okay, doors are in. I'm going to leave all this alone for now. But how I'd split it up, so this would be the landlord home. So it'll be split up so that this would just be one big like ownership. And then over here, this will be shared, this will be shared, this will be shared, that'll be shared, this will be shared. But like I think I'm just gonna put like the decorations box in there from Seasons. I'll leave it at that. And then obviously this bit will be shared, and these individual rooms will be their own rooms, and then that will be like a shared bathroom as well. So essentially it's going to just be like one big shared space. You can already technically kind of do this with roommates if you think about it. So if you just like locked your door and had a roommate and they can't access your room at all, then technically that's how it works. But roommates are a bit weird, like they're really sketchy. Like I've tried having roommates before and they tend to just like disappear. I want it to still kind of be like rustic but updated. Does that make any sense? Maybe it's still got some of the old floors in there. Oh, that's an awful swatch. Upstairs is going to be all carpet on both because in a lot of UK homes we don't really like add carpet. No, we don't really add wooden flooring upstairs. And actually in like flats and stuff like that, like apartments, I think depending on who you're with, it can actually be like illegal or just like against the rules. I don't know if it's illegal. It could be against the rules basically to have like wooden floors upstairs essentially because it's like a noise issue. Actually, I am gonna give them a wooden floor up here, just in the hallway, but everywhere else is gonna be carpet over here, which honestly, if you're gonna rent out like a share home, you're gonna want to have laminate flooring down or something, because like could you imagine the carpet cleaning issue with that? That would be a nightmare. Okay, so I said this is gonna be the kitchen, so I just want to like get some basics down. So if we have it like that, and then we can have like an island coming out this way. As well as that, so we do know that the housing or like the rent and like the happiness of the tenant is depending on like the amenities and stuff like that. So if you had like the cheapest fridge, cheapest oven, we know that they would be less happy and you'd be able to charge less rent. So you want to have like decent amenities for places, which is also kind of why it's not a budget build, because what's the point in getting a place if the tenant's not even going to be happy with it, you know? At least that's my kind of thought process. So that can be like that. And I could put a couple of bar stools as well, and then I could do like a small little table situation over here. Realistically, you're going to eat in your own bedroom, so I'm going to try and have like an actual like desk slash table set up in the bedrooms if I can. I don't think I'm going to be able to have them in a lot of this, because this is going to be very, very small. Like, could you imagine having a share home and this is the size of your dining table? Like, that would be really awful. It's been quite a while, honestly, since I've sat and filmed whilst talking, so forgive me for kind of being all over the place, because I don't quite know where I'm going with a lot of things today. I've not long got out of bed, to be completely honest with you. Okie dokie, so there's some laundry in there as well. So that's like just a little small utility room. Okay, I'll do the walls and stuff later, I think. Living room, I want there to be like almost like 2 separate spaces to sit around in. So like maybe like the main living space be over here, and then I have like a separate like nook over here, because I feel like that lends itself to like a really nice nook area. So I feel like if you are renting out, you're not going to buy like new furniture for everyone, right? And honestly, the one that we had, it's actually really nice. It was a massive brown corner sofa, like literally like massive. It took up the whole room. It's a really nice corner sofa. I keep saying we as if I lived there. I did not. But it was a really nice corner sofa actually. But it definitely didn't really go with the whole style. Like the room did not really work together, because she'd obviously, like the landlady had obviously just like bought everything and just kind of like, I don't know, meshed it together to make it look somewhat nice, and it looked all right. I like this one from Growing Together, but I don't know, I just feel like it looks almost a bit like Alpha CC. Does that make any sense? Like, I'm not a fan of Alpha CC. If you are, great. I just genuinely despise it. I think it looks awful. I just feel like it doesn't look like it goes. Some things just look too realistic to be in this game, in my opinion, and Alpha CC is just not something that I am a fan of. And I know that's like a really like heavily controversial opinion when it comes to simmers and CC creators and stuff, but I genuinely hate Alpha CC. I won't even apologize for it. Things I genuinely think won't fit in this very well, because again, I don't think they would be like getting an interior designer in here and, you know, getting everything to look 100% perfect, because they're not living here. I don't think anyone really put that much effort into something that they're not living in themselves. And then over here, let's do like a little nook sort of thing. I will actually do the same chair. I don't really think it needs to be so cohesive, but I think having like the same sort of furniture in some places would make sense. I've got a lot of wood tones in here, I'm aware of that, but that I don't think matters. Again, I'm not really going for like cohesive, I'm going for like thrift shop. Okay, this living room I think I'm gonna leave pretty much like this, obviously to paint the walls, duh. I want to put some artwork in here or something, but I just don't know what artwork you would have in here. Like just some generic like scenery could be nice. That's alright. I'll put that there. That just looks not great, does it? That doesn't look nice. And then what do I put in this corner? This corner looks really empty, like a hanging plant. I think you can add your own personality to it once you get people in here, maybe, but or maybe like we don't know how they're going to react to shared spaces yet, so maybe they'll add their own stuff in here. I don't know, but it just feels very like plain and empty. I think for a shared space in accommodation, I think that looks okay. So this room is basically done. I think that's what I'm gonna do for this one. Kitchen, I do quite like the kitchen. I think it's fine. I'm just gonna put a backsplash in here. I think I'll stick with that. And then that's kind of this room done, I guess. There's like no decoration in here. Oh, cabinets. Should I do cabinets at the top? Okay, a little bit simple, but I think it looks fine. Okay, cabinetry is done. This room is now done. Honestly, the hallway, I'm gonna put a doormat in here and call it good. Doormat. This will be like a storage thing. So if I don't know what it's called. Is it the decoration? Yeah, this. So this will just have like the decorations box in there, and that's gonna be it. I'm actually gonna do that for both. I like to have this in my regular gameplay because it is good for like stuff like that. Okay, this is kind of the downstairs done. Upstairs, oh, suddenly he just hit with a load of beige. First things first, let's get the same wallpaper upstairs because I feel like you would. do I just do all the bedrooms the same as well? Maybe some small color variations, but again, if you're renting out, you're not going to have many different colors, are you? Like, you're going to have everything kind of like neutral, because it's easier then to tell if there's been any damage to things and stuff like that. Oh, that looks like actual concrete. No thanks. So we've got a toilet and a sink downstairs. Obviously, we need another toilet and sink upstairs. Duh. Living in like a shared accommodation like this with laundry, I have no idea how it's actually going to act in game. So it could be really interesting to see it go to absolute chaos. I'm not the biggest fan of doing bathrooms, to be honest. I think they're just usually quite boring. There's not much you can do in them. Okay, bathroom I think is kind of done. I don't know what else I could really add in here apart from some small decorations, but I don't particularly want there to be so much decoration. I want a lot of the personality to be in the rooms. I don't really want it to be in the like shared spaces, because realistically you're not going to have much available in like outside the shared spaces, are you? So I think the bathrooms are kind of done with that. Right, bedrooms. I'm going to do like 2 double bedrooms and then 1 single bedroom, because this bedroom is really small. This room's a weird shape, but I feel like there's a lot that I could fit in here. Like, I could fit like a whole kitchenette in here. This is a tiny home, this room. Like, that's fine. This room is very, very small, and it's a really generic shape as well, so there's like not much I can do with this one, but I feel like there's still some stuff I can do. Okay, so I'm thinking like I might actually do a little kitchenette in here, you know. I genuinely might do a kitchenette. I don't want to have like counters and stuff, but maybe like a little table sort of thing with like a mini fridge next to it and a microwave on top could be good. Actually, what does a microwave even slot onto? That's the problem. That's like the main question I have to think about. What does a microwave slot onto? Okay, we're going on a mission to test this out, because I didn't actually think about it before. Okay, so no. None of them. Okay, I'm going to have to do a counter then, aren't I? I could do like a corner counter, right? Do they slot onto end pieces actually? Let's see if they slot onto end pieces. They do. Okay, so I'm gonna have an end piece counter then. I don't particularly want like a big counter space. I don't really know why I don't want a big counter space. I just don't want a big counter space. Microwave there, and then like coffee machine and a mini fridge. Like, the thing is, all the rooms aren't gonna be able to have one of these. I could do like mini fridges in the rooms, but they're not gonna be able to have like an actual kitchen space. There's not a bin downstairs. Hang on. This would be the best room. You're gonna charge way more for this room. Like, they got so much space, like big windows, like loads of windows, like an actual kitchenette. You're gonna charge so much for this room. Like, there's no way. I am also gonna put this little bin, because I'd love to put the bin just like there. And I mean, in game you can drag the stuff into the bin. They could even have a dishwasher in here. I wish I'd fit into this one. That would fit great into there. But they could have a little dishwasher in here. I'm gonna charge so much for this room. So much for this room. This room is expensive all of a sudden. Like, okay, hamper I think can fit on the end here. All right, I'm getting really excited over the fact I've got a kitchenette in this room. What do I want to do here then? Like, I could do a dresser, and actually one thing I do quite like doing, especially with the high school year stuff, is if you have this bed, I like to get this dresser and like make it look like it's a built-in sort of bed, and then I will usually put a little TV on here, and like you can imagine that this TV is like from the person who lives here, like they've brought it with them sort of thing. So yeah, they have like their own little space, and I like that. Like, I would love something like that. I always wanted a cabin bed when I was younger. My mum never let me have one. And I was really sad about it. I wasn't going to try and go matchy-matchy with the furniture in these rooms, but I might as well, because I imagine that the landlord would have been like, yeah, sure, let's just have like an IKEA blowout and we'll just buy everything in there. Because I imagine this stuff wouldn't be what the tenants would bring. I imagine this is what would already be in the house. And then over here, what do I want to do? Like, just a little like sofa area? I could do a little oh no, I want to do a desk. I want to do like a little office space if I can in each of the rooms. Because again, you're going to be living in this pretty much the whole time on your own sort of thing. Like, you have your communal spaces, but for the most part, you're going to want to have like your own actual space to like do things like this. So I feel like a little desk would be nice in here. Does that fit diagonally here? No, but I can scoot it there, so it's again away from the wall, but it still like fits there. And I could put like a little armchair there. That would be nice. Already, if I had to pick which room I was going to live in, I would say this room, because I don't think I'm going to be able to fit in like an actual the fact that you can fit in like an actual kitchenette in this one, and I probably won't be able to fit that in the rest of them. I would happily take this room. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Yeah, you know, this room is, I wouldn't complain about it. I wonder if there's like requirements for the stuff that you need to have in these houses. Like, could it just be like a regular old house? I know you're probably gonna have to have like some sort of mailbox situation and like maybe like utility room. So in this one, I'm probably going to build a shed in the back garden, and that will probably have like the maintenance stuff, like the fuse box, because I think there will be stuff like that in the as a requirement. Okay, bedroom done. There's no artwork on the wall, but I don't think that's... I'm not going to do that. Let's go to this room next, because I feel like this room could be alright to do, but I actually don't know how this room's going to go. Like, I could probably fit another kitchenette sort of thing in here. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I might put a mini fridge in all the rooms. I think that would be a good shout. Because, you know, you'll have your own stuff. And then, like... Wait, microwaves can fit on top of mini fridges, can't they? Oh my god, I forgot about that. Idiot. You guys probably, like, yelling at me for that. Like, hey, dumb bitch. Okay, that's fine. Microwaves can fit on top of that, then. That's good. And I'm going to put, like, a bin in here as well. Like, each room, I think we're going to try and have a bin. I don't think there's going to be much else I can fit in this room. Apart from maybe a small desk. I might put like an actual just table in here. So like, not like a dining table. Well, yeah, like a dining table, but like, I'm just gonna do that instead. And then, I don't know, I just feel like that will kind of double up as a desk space as well. And then a dresser, I guess. So that's about it. And I think each room should have a dresser and a TV, if possible. I think that should be possible. I know there's a TV downstairs, I'm aware. But it would be nice if they could have their own in their own rooms as well. So they don't have to go downstairs and sit there. Because my ex, again, did have his own TV in his room. I'm also going to see if I could put, like, down, like, is that, like, a plain, like, pet, yeah. Plain, like, pet mat. Like, I'd love a little plain pet mat there, just that you didn't get everything stained if you drop things on the floor. This room's very plain and bare. It's very... no personality. Which is kind of what I have been going for. But at the same time, it would be nice to have a little bit more, you know, pizzazz in the room. Okay. Not the worst, not the best. I think it's workable. Sims can cook on end pieces, so they can still make salads and stuff there if they need to. And I don't know if you need to prep anything ever in a microwave, but fruit salad, regular salad, sandwiches like PBJ. No, can you? That's just a quick meal, actually, isn't it? Never mind. But that's doable. That's fine. It's a bit sad in this room. Like the lack of windows, I think, is what makes this room really sad. So if I think that makes this room look really sad, this room is going to be. I mean. The room to window ratio feels better because it's a smaller room. This room's going to be pretty sad. I don't think there's going to be much I can fit in here, although it is a single bed, so there might be a bit more that I can squeeze in. I feel like it'll be nice, because the door's over here, to have the bed over here, so you walk in and feel like you have more of a, like, living space separated from your bedroom, but then having two beds of, like, two strangers right next to each other might be a bit dodge. So I'd probably rather not. So the bed, I think I'm going to keep here just because I feel like... Oh my god, I keep pressing buttons and I don't keep pressing buttons. I feel like you'll have more privacy this way. And if you're living here alone, you're probably single. And you don't want to be reminded that you're single by hearing them not be single. To be fair, you technically can't even boohoo in this bed. This is technically like... one sim can live here, two sims can live here, but one sim would be ideal because it's pushed up against the wall. You can still move that though. You can move the bed this way, but it might make things a bit weird. Can I have the same dresser here if I just have it in a different colour? Like white? Do you know what? I'm going to move this over here actually. Oh, that doesn't make it fun. No, I'll do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And have that like clipped in. Because both of those are still functional. And then I could maybe do like a separate desk area here instead. Or like this could maybe be like the kitchenette area. I feel like I would like to give them a bit more room if I can. Like if they can have a dishwasher in here, I'd like that. But like, do I have the space for that? That's the question. I actually do this quite often anyway. Like I tend to use actual tables in my gameplay as opposed to desks, because desks have more, like, less slots than a table. And it kind of annoys me that you can't like slot a PC or like a computer to any part of the table. Oh, the desk, sorry. I can't speak words, but yeah, it kind of annoys me. But if you use an actual table, you can slot it any way you want to. And then that's like a dressing space. I put a mirror on the wall just here. That other room didn't have a mirror. Do they need a mirror? Is there anywhere to really put a mirror apart from like here? Yeah, they can have like that there. And then they can have this mirror over here. This is like a very plain room. I actually wouldn't mind this room, to be fair. This is alright. I wish there was a window here. I could put a window there. But I don't know, I just feel like it would look weird. But like I could put a window there. Like would a window there be alright? I feel like it would be fine, right? And it means that they're not just sat looking at a plain wall when they're eating or something, you know, that would be really depressing. But they should still be able to access that fine. Put a little rug in this room. I'm gonna do the same thing actually. I'm gonna have one of these over here. I might do that in this room too, because I feel like it's a good, I don't know, just like a good way to differentiate your room space, like a separate kitchen with just like a little mat. Okay, and like a small little carpet for under here as well. You know what? That is actually kind of perfect. It's kind of ugly, but it's also kind of perfect. And yeah, that's quite a nice. You know what? I was actually quite worried about this one because this room's only what, like 4x5. I was worried about putting like a whole share home room in here. And realistically, these are just basically micro apartments at this rate, like with the little sink and stuff. Just like if they were a shared bathroom. But I actually quite like the idea that they have their own little kitchen spaces. These rooms are very different, but also very similar at the same time. I still think I'd prefer this bedroom, to be completely honest with you. I still think I prefer that one. But yeah, for the most part, I think this side is done, really. I want to change the stair colour because the stairs are really throwing me off. I always put the same stairs in every single time, and then I tend to change them later on to fit, like help them fit a bit better in the house, and I think that fits a lot better. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop recording for a little bit, and I need to go make some food. But I think what I'm gonna do is, just because it doesn't really matter much of the landlord house, I'm gonna just furnish that. And then I'll come back and finish the house because I've already been filming for an hour and a half. That's all it's taken for this. So I'm gonna have to cut out quite a bit, so this video might already be really long. I'm gonna furnish the landlord's house, and kind of come back to finish like the back garden and kind of things like that. And I'm probably gonna eat dinner, so I might look a bit different. I might come back on a completely different day. Who knows? But I'll finish recording and I'll see you guys like in a second for you. Okay, so it's actually the next day. I had dinner and then I got very tired and then my makeup just looked awful, and so I decided to film today instead of yesterday. So I have got a bit carried away, as you might notice, with the build. It is done. I was only meant to like furnish the landlord side and then like come back and do the rest, but I kind of just like got carried away and forgot that I was filming a video, and then I was like, oh, I had an idea for like how to paint the houses, and I was like, right, okay, let's just try that out, and then I just got really carried away. So the houses are done. I actually really like how they've turned out. So let's just do a tour, I guess, then, since everything else is done. Also, ignore the little like Christmassy bows I've got in my hair. I went to the Edinburgh Christmas market today. It's a tradition that me and my husband do every single year, so we went today and it was alright. I ate a lot of food, but I am pretty hungry now, so I might have to order some food after this because I am very hungry. But yeah, here is the finished product. Here are the finished houses. I actually love these. Annoyingly, I did want to change the window swatches up here. These ones come in black, which is perfect because the inside of this black swatch is actually white, so it doesn't change the inside at all. But this is the base game, and then these are from City Living, so they don't have the same swatches, which is so irritating. There are like some matching swatches, like this one could go with I think it's this swatch, so there are some matching swatches, but it just doesn't go with the black. And then I've used these windows from Strangerville, which also don't match. There are some swatches that can kind of be a bit similar, but not really quite the same, so I decided not to do any changes to the swatches to the windows, which is kind of annoying because I feel like you definitely would have black frames here to kind of mesh in with the black cladding, but it's just whatever. There's nothing else I could have done with that. But yeah, these are the houses done, basically, so let's just go through and do a little tour. I'll leave the landlord house till the end, so let's just kind of ignore this side, shall we? I'll try and show you like this as scuffed as possible. So you walk in, there's literally nothing here apart from a doormat. This would be like a cupboard in real life for like coats and shoes, but just in the game I've put the decorations box in here. And if you remember as well, I've done the whole kind of share home quite plain and simple, so kind of thrifted furniture, upcycled sort of thing, so nothing really matches. There's a lot of different wood swatches in here, and I am aware of that. I know it's not necessarily realistic for your own home. You try to match things as much as possible if you're redecorating, but because obviously I imagine they would have gone to like a thrift store sort of thing to pick up a lot of the stuff kind of cheap. So there are like basically no matching pieces, no matching wood swatches, but it all kind of goes in the same theme. It is very plain and simple. I imagine with the shared spaces, it might be a bit like how we have roommates or like student accommodation in the Sim already. In the Sims already, I imagine they might bring their own belongings, such as like posters and kind of plants and things like that, or rugs. So this might get kind of fleshed out with their own personal belongings. Who knows? or if you really are bothered enough when you actually choose people to move in, because as far as I'm aware, you choose who moves in out of who applies. You can then try to personalize it to their own taste if you like. But this is very generic, very clean, open, plain, a bit old, a bit dated, but that's fine, I think. Through here, we have the kitchen. I'm going to try and hide this side as much as possible. You have the kitchen, which is a bit of like a clash. You've got kind of like the older stuff and then like the newer kitchen. So maybe they just painted the actually no, that's the thing I kind of thought. I thought maybe they would just paint the cabinets or something, like reline the cabinets, or change the doors or something like that, so that's why they look a bit more modern. But realistically, these would have been older cabinets that they've just upcycled, so that's what I'm saying in that case. There's like a little laundry kind of section there, so you can put all your belongings and stuff like that, because I just feel like you need the extra bit of storage when you have a share home. But it's very straightforward kitchen and dining space, and then through here we just have a simple toilet, sink, and some laundry just in there. So laundry is going to be a thing on this lot if you have the laundry day pack. It's going to be really irritating. If you don't have the laundry day pack, honestly, you could just turn this into like a fully fledged bathroom, put a bath shower tub combo thing there, kind of make it into like a second bathroom, because really, if you have 3 different people living here, you would want that. But honestly, in the share home that my ex used to live in, there was only 1 bathroom, and it was a very small bathroom. It would have been like in The Sims, it would have been like a 2x2. Like, it was tiny. So and that's 4 bedrooms, I think. 4 bedrooms in there, and I think 5 people lived there total, because 1 bedroom was a double. So if 5 people could share 1 bathroom in a share home, I think you can do it in The Sims too. Upstairs, we just have a really plain and simple foyer. I didn't want to do anything really in here, just left it at that. Also, elephant in the room, I didn't put any stair railings on. There is currently a build by bug, where if you put a railing against the staircase and it has like a second wall touching it, this side is fine, but if anything else is obstructed by a wall, no railing will show. So I didn't bother putting one on. I imagine once that bug gets fixed, the railings will like auto reapply. But the Sims have done something previously, I think with pictures, where the pictures would turn black if you put them in storage boxes. That update only applied to pictures that had been put into like storage boxes or whatever after the update, after the bug fix. So I have a feeling that they might do that with stair railings as well. So I'm not going to put any on there, just because what's the point? Just add a bit of danger to your Sims game, I guess. And honestly, it makes no difference to the game, so it doesn't matter. They actually have got a railing here at least, so that's good. And then just the bedrooms, we have a small single bedroom. All bedrooms have a kitchenette and a little kind of dining / office space. Very, very plain. I didn't put any art on the walls, because again, I imagine they might put their own stuff in there. But also, if you're renting a share room, I doubt they're going to let you put like nails or pins in the wall. I really doubt that. If you're renting a whole like flat, like apartment or a house, then maybe they would let you do it. Like, I rent in this place and I have shelves behind me. I have like this thing hung up on the ceiling sort of thing. Like, I have a lot of things hung up in this house, but I don't imagine that if you had a share house sort of thing, you'd only be allowed to put like blue tack or like maybe some tape, like tape some posters on the wall. I don't think you'd be allowed to put like pins and stuff in there. So I didn't put anything on the walls kind of for that purpose, but also because I think the Sims might bring their own stuff. This room is the room that I would choose. You have like a whole ass kitchen area, like literally microwaves, dishwasher. This one also has a microwave, dishwasher, but like a whole kitchen area. Like, they've got like a whole, like, it just looks like a whole area of a kitchen, and I love it. It even has its own window, a desk space, and then a table and a sofa sort of space. Yep, so that's great. And then this room is very similar as well. We just have like a table space, a really small kitchenette, small dressing station, and a bed. To be honest, this room is the only one that doesn't have a dining table, because you can use this as a dining table and a desk, but I suppose your Sims also can with that. But I don't think for a desk they actually use the table as a table. I think they just sit on the chair and eat there. So I imagine that this room's actually kind of like the least functional, because you could use this as a desk and a table and whatever, but this you can't. So I feel like this room's actually the least functional. And then through here we just have the one bathroom. It's very plain and simple. There's like not really much to it. It's just a toilet, a sink, and a bath. If you go downstairs through the living room, you go out through the sliding door, you have a really, really simple patio area. There's really not much out here. You've got some clotheslines for your laundry if you don't want to use a tumble dryer. If the tumble dryer is full, it's nice to have the extra space. A couple bins outside for the household to use, a little bench area, and a tree. Don't know, just felt like the back garden's a bit too empty, but I didn't want to put too much in here because I really don't think there would be much by way of equipment or like furniture out here. I feel like it'd just be what the landlords put in. So that's that house pretty much done. So if we come out, we can also access the back garden through the side path, and also get back to the front. The front of it, by the way, I didn't really do too much. I just did like a gravel, low maintenance. A tree is there, some like flowers around it, but other than that, it's very, very low maintenance garden. But in contrast, we have the Landlord's one where they take care of their own stuff very, very nicely. I feel like I'm not trying to paint this landlord as like being an evil landlord. I imagine this is just like a regular family who have, you know, a little bit of a side income. Maybe they had, I don't know, maybe they like fell into a bit of money for like inheritance or something and decided, you know what, I can live off this income sort of thing, but I want to invest it in some houses and have some passive income through that. I've always said that if I win the lottery, I will probably buy a couple houses or a couple flats and like rent them out and become like a landlord for some passive income as well. So I have always said that I would do that. So I feel like this is probably what this family have done. Maybe they've come into a lot of money for an insurance thing or through a family member passing or something like that. It's kind of what I want to imagine, and they decided to buy the house next door and convert it into some shared accommodation. Maybe that's a story, I don't know, but their garden is pretty like, you know, green. It's got a lot of growth going on, a few small trees and stuff like that, but for the most part it's pretty plain and simple, so if it doesn't get overgrown you're not going to notice. When you come into this, you've got literally nothing in the entryway. There's not even a doormat, couldn't be asked. This house, I had the idea of making it a bit more like trendy sort of thing, so kind of refurbished, but you know how you see on TikTok, you're seeing people put paneling and like the kind of detailing of like, what's it called, where you got like the little, I'll put a picture up on screen of what I mean, like the kind of, you got them in The Sims but not quite like this, so not quite like this paneling, but the kind of the ones that are the squares. I'm seeing a lot more people on TikTok do that now. They're adding character back in, they're stripping the paint off of door frames and door handles and stair railings and bring it back to the original character. So they're trying to do that to bring it back to the original character, but also make it updated. And that's kind of the plan I had for this house. Kind of like a modern, trendy sort of build. So this has been kind of flipped a little bit. The kitchen's made a little bit bigger, but the layout is most of the same. There's a really small breakfast bar area, just like a kind of like show table where you'd casually eat most of the time. But there is a separate, bigger dining room in the next room. But yeah, pretty simple kitchen. You notice I have decorated this a bit more because people actually will live in this one. Like, this would be your home, so you know, this would be a bit more personalized, a bit more lived in. So there's aprons on the door, there's like these little things that I imagine the kids would have made, and yeah, a bit more updated as well, a lot more like updated appliances. I do love this fridge that came in the recent I don't remember what it's called, cooking pack, I don't know. Through here we have a bathroom again and laundry. This is a slightly different layout for no particular reason. I mean, the plumbing would have been in these places anyway, because in the other one, the tumble dryers were there, and like the dishwasher were there. Dishwasher? No. Washing machine were there. So the plumbing would have been there. So moving the toilet, I feel like wouldn't have been that hard. And yeah, just kind of simple laundry. I kind of went for a different vibes. This is more like an emerald, quite like a jewel toned bathroom. I think the upstairs bathroom is pretty similar to that as well. But yeah, and like just a little station here for like plates and decoration, and yeah, very, very simple. Just because that wall was really awkward to deal with, to be completely honest with you. Through here, I'd like to imagine that they either rebuilt this wall, or this wall was already there and they decided to keep it up as opposed to putting it down like maybe the old house did. Because if they had bought this house, like if they bought, sorry, this house, maybe the tenants that lived there before, or like the owners who lived there before, had pulled that down. But I like to think that they left theirs up because they wanted the extra character in the thing, or they rebuilt it. Rebuilding it might be a good idea as well. So in here it's quite a light room, a lot of candles, a lot of just kind of like fresh, bright colours. I kind of got like a soft pink, light wood sort of feel. Annoyingly, these are the same colour, but because of all these candles, this kind of changes the whole colour. If I was playing this, I'd probably change these to be off or whatever, so it didn't change the lighting, because it is a bit weird. But I kind of got like a built-in desk, shelf, bookcase moment, a little gallery wall, and just a dining table, some nice curtains, very light, airy feel in here. And then through here, you just got a nice, cozy living room. I am actually quite proud of this living room because although it is very light colours for like the wood, and it feels like quite clean and like simple and minimal, it also feels really cozy. I think it's to do with like the candle lighting and just the regular lighting and the warm colours and the warm like floor and paneling on the wall. It still feels really warm and inviting. I've gone for the like cabinet trick as opposed to like like a coffee table or like a TV stand, to bring a bit more of a modern take in this one. But yeah, it's very minimalist. I actually love this painting, by the way. This is in the bowling stuff pack, I think, and it's a really nice like painting. It's very neutral but like really fun as well. And yeah, you can maybe put your own family pictures on the wall here. For this bit, I don't want to put things on the wall, but I wanted to have some sort of shelving, because this bit was honestly, like, so bare, and I don't want to put another plant here because there was one there. I don't want to put a lamp there because there's a lamp there. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to put on here, but I didn't want to hang just a painting, because then I thought this whole corner just felt weird. So I thought if I put some shelving on there, a few little small pieces, and I pretended that these are obviously hanging on the wall, but I pretended that they're actually just leaning on the shelf for a bit of extra interest. And then just this corner looks so empty still, so I decided to get this big table and just make it into like a small like nest of tables. So yeah, just a very nice and like airy room, but I still feel like it feels really warm and cozy, which is lovely. Before we go outside, let's go upstairs real quick. So the upstairs is very, very different. You come up to like a storage unit with some towels, some blankets, and there'll probably be things in these drawers as well. Still a very minimalist look. It's a bit of a weird shape of a hallway, so there's not really much you can do in this sort of hallway. You could put something here for sure, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I just left it. In here is a bathroom. It is basically the exact same, but instead they've kind of gone for like an updated cabinet in here, some lighting above the thing. They've kind of flipped the bathroom a little bit, added a glass thing instead of a towel instead of a curtain. Yeah, very, very simple. Still very similar, but still very simple, and I think it looks really, really nice. In this room I decided to do for a kid's room, but this room was like kind of gone for like just a nice light feel, but also kind of playful. I rarely use this mirror, but I actually really like it. And I don't think I've used this bed yet, so I thought I'd go for like kind of like a dusty feel. I feel like there's a lot of dusty colours in here, like the bed's quite dusty, the walls are dusty, this is dusty, but like in a good way. Does that make sense? In here is a guest bedroom. I was gonna make this into like an office space, but because it's already like an office nook downstairs, I didn't really think there was much point. But I thought having like a nice guest bedroom, this also feels really warm and cozy despite all the light colours again. I think it's just the lighting in here. I think it just feels really cozy and warm. A really simple guest room. There's really not much in here. I was going to put a TV or something in here, some more art, but I thought this would just be fine as it was. So yeah, just simple, nice guest room. And now for probably the biggest change in the whole house is the master bedroom. First of all, I put an ensuite in here. This is just a simple toilet. Oh, that's the wrong... How did that happen? Toilet, sink, shower sort of moment. There's like not much in here at all. It is very, very small. So yeah, a really, really small ensuite bathroom, which would be really handy for gameplay. It really will be, especially for the shower when your kid gets older, and if you have an extra kid or if you have people staying, the extra bathroom does make a big difference in The Sims. The bedroom itself is very grand. I think this is like a really sexy, like romantic room. The way that it's all just like kind of deep colours, you've got like the nice browns and also the kind of blending with the maroon colours. I think this room just looks really like just nice and like comforting, but again, like I said, really sexy. And then just over here I've done like a whole built-in wardrobe. I wanted to put this actually built in with like some spandrels across the top to separate it, but when you do that, that interrupts how this roof comes through the room. So then you have the like roof coming through here. That's really irritating, so I decided not to. Unfortunately I couldn't figure out a way to do that without mucking up like that, so maybe there are ways, but I just couldn't think of a way to do it. But yeah, very simple. Kind of some storage in here, a little mirror. I wish there's like a better fitting mirror in here, but I think this one is still fine for like a vanity sort of thing. And then just over here I've kind of like continued on a bit of the pink and brown theme with the blankets and the ottoman, and like these curtains, I love them. I wish we actually had like just a curtain like this. This is just the two curtains put together, and luckily it kind of looks alright and doesn't clip weirdly, which I didn't actually think about ever doing before until now. But I wish we just had one like this without having to layer the two on top of each other, but I still think it looks really good. And it just has a very nice mirror as well. So that is this room basically done. I love this room. I love how like regal and grand this room feels, but also just really like interesting, and like I don't know, it just feels really comfy. I'd love this to be my bedroom, honestly. I love this wallpaper, I just never use it. But if the words are escaping me, the last thing to look at in this house is the outside. It's really kind of simple. I didn't do too much. There's like a little grill area. I don't know why I went for red, but I just went for red. A grill area, a little table, and picnic umbrella thing. A couple bikes. I don't know, I just feel like there might be a few bikes in here. I could have put them in the shed, but I'll tell you about the shed in a second. A little paddling pool. I've realised actually this is for toddlers, right? Is this just for toddlers? Did I put this pool in here when it's just for toddlers? No, because Sims, your adults can sit in it too. Yeah, adults can sit in this actually. It's not just for toddlers. Your adults can sit in this as well. So, I don't know, just a bit of fun gameplay. I didn't do anything else in the garden. I just feel like they wouldn't have much in the back garden, you know? I feel like, I don't think they'd have like big kids apparatus and stuff like that. I wish we had like more rustic looking swing sets and things like that, or like maybe a tree swing or something like that. I think that would be really nice because that would fit so much better in a back garden than an actual swing set. And lastly, this shed, I think when you actually, when this pack comes out, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some sort of like utility box, like a fuse box and like water pipes and mains that you need to fix, otherwise it will like break in the apartment sort of thing. I'm pretty sure there's like those sorts of objectives that you need to do, and I didn't really want to think about having to add them in anywhere else. That would be a perfect thing maybe to go into this storage room if you wanted to, or like into the bathroom laundry sort of thing. But I thought if you have them in the shed, it's at least out of the way, so this is like a dedicated space for all that. The annoying thing is that because this, like, because the downstairs is medium wall height, it means that this couldn't be an actual wall, otherwise it would be medium wall. Like, look how tall that would be. That's ridiculous. So I did do a little bit of sneaky alt placing and made this like out of half walls. It does unfortunately mean that when the walls and stuff are down, like the walls are completely down right now. When the walls are down, this is still up. So if you did need to use this, you'd have to come in like this and kind of change the camera angle so that you can actually come in here and see things. If you wanted to get rid of that completely, you're more than welcome to. If you don't mind it being medium wall height, that's also fine. I did consider potentially putting it on medium wall height anyway and then just raising it so it was like on a foundation sort of thing, but I didn't really know how that was going to work. So if you want to get rid of that shed completely, and if when the utility stuff comes out, if it is required, you can put it in this little cupboard or in here or both. Obviously you're more than welcome to do that. I just thought it'd be quite interesting to have a little shed because sheds aren't uncommon. A lot of people have sheds in their back gardens, so and it filled up the space as well, so I thought it'd be quite nice to have that. It might have also made sense to have it in this back garden and not this back garden, but because we'd have access to this at all times, I don't know how it's going to be to access like any part over here without traveling, which would have been really nice. This would have been more convenient. Actually, that's a point. You might actually have to make this part of the shared space then, if that is required. That might have to be part of the shared space, because if it's part of your space, you might not actually be able to put the utilities in here and make it fixed for the shared housing. So that's actually a thing I didn't really consider. So that might actually have to be part of that shared space, but it just be on your lot to make it a bit easier, if that makes any sense. But it's gonna be annoying that you're gonna have to travel to that, but whatever, I guess it should be fine. But yeah, so that is the houses done. Unfortunately, it looks really gross until it's in like evening light, because like it just looks bad in morning light, and then like in daylight it just looks bad. It looks best on the side, so evening light looks nicest. It looks great. But honestly, I'm really happy with how this came out. This came out exactly as I hoped it would. I have just realised though there's no mailbox, so let me put these in. From the trailer there were some like big, like, you know how you got like these ones from City Living? There was like a big unit thing of them. So I don't know if that's gonna be a required lot trait or if regular mailboxes will work. I hope regular mailboxes will work, because honestly that would just make way more sense to me. And then maybe you have to like assign which mailbox is for which house. That could possibly be how it works. There's gonna be a lot of like figuring out how things work when this pack comes out. I'm gonna, like, let's be real, there's gonna be so much that we have to be like, how does this work? How does that work? But yeah, what do you think? Do you like it? Will you use it? I will go back once the pack has been released and make this into the share home that I kind of idealize. So if you aren't sure how to do it yourself, or if you're struggling to do it, check back on my gallery underneath hashtag TEG builds, and this should be re-uploaded as the shared accommodation. Honestly, you could even just make it 2 separate houses. Like, if you wanted to instead of like doing the full rent pack for like getting money, they did show us in like a gameplay trailer that you can set the rent to 0. So if you just wanted to have your family move out but stay on the same lot as you sort of thing, you can do that and not charge them any rent. But why would you not? Because this is going to be a lot of lock taxes. I mean, this build is 123,300 simoleons exactly. So this lot is expensive. So your lot taxes and like your bills would be really high for this. So you're going to want to charge them rent. Let's be real. Charge them half of what you're paying for your rent, because, you know, they're just paying for their house. But yeah, so you could use it as 2 separate houses if you'd like to, or I don't know, maybe 2 houses and then one of them has an extra room that you rent out for a lodger. Who knows? But yeah, will you use this house? I think I will. I genuinely actually really like it. I don't tend to build a lot of houses that I really like for my own personal use, but this just brings me back to like living in England, in the area that I was in. These houses just look like exactly what I used to be near. So yeah, I'm going to be using this a lot, and I really, really like this build if I do so myself. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, that is it from me. Once again, this will be on the gallery underneath hashtag TEG builds. Everything that I build is underneath that hashtag, even if I make a video about it or not. So have a little nosy. There's a lot of stuff on there that I do make that is, yeah, I think it's quite nice, quite cool. The reason, by the way, if you don't know, I use the hashtag instead of putting my gallery ID on there because 2 of my sisters share this account as well. So it's actually one of my sister's accounts, and then me and my other sister share it. So we all do our own builds and we all upload our own builds. So trying to figure out whose is whose and what I've built and what they've built is a bit confusing. So every single build that I do is underneath hashtag TEG build. So if you want to see anything like that, go ahead and search it there. And yeah, when the pack comes out, the Sims 4 for rent pack comes out, I'll re-upload this as the shared accommodation, as I kind of had it planned. So if you're not too sure on my vision, or if you're not too sure how to do it yourself, there should be the updated version, so make sure to check back once the pack drops, because I'm going to be pre-ordering that soon. I want it for release, so yeah. It's like, what, 2 weeks away-ish, or like about 2 weeks away from now, from when I'm filming. Just dating the video right now. But yeah, let me know what you think. Will you play in this house? Have you built anything yourself? Are you excited for the pack to come in? Are you going to be like an evil landlord? Are you going to use it for your own like Sims gameplay? Or are you just going to do it to like, I don't know. Oh, install the murder mod. Install the murder mods. Have a load of lodgers. Kill them all. Or be a renter and kill all your kill everyone in your building and see how long you can get away with it for. Do that. I might do that. I have got another build coming along for this pack, which is like an actual townhouse situation. And I might do like a separate apartment one, but we'll see. So stay tuned for those as well. Hit the subscribe button and you will see when I upload again. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would love to try and get to 100 subscribers before the end of the year. I don't think it's going to happen because I'm 13 away, I think. And I don't regularly upload, so not yet anyway. I'm going to try. So if you can get there, that'd be fantastic. If not, I understand. And yeah, that's all from me. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Took a chance on a good thing, yeah. Now I got you on my right wing. Making love like it's casual, and you text me in the morning, you're